Does the idea of selling make your skin crawl? If so, you're probably thinking selling means being pushy or pitching. When you think about selling, you probably are thinking about the worst salesperson you've ever met. Pushy, pitching, saying whatever it takes to get a yes. And because you never wanted to be that person, you do the one thing that feels safer. You avoid selling altogether. The problem is you need sales to survive. So now you're stuck in a quiet internal tug of war. You don't want to sell, but you need clients. That tension is where a lot of solo business owners stay trapped for far longer than they should. Here's the part that most people are missing. Selling only feels wrong because you were taught the wrong definition of what selling is. Most advice treats selling as pitching, persuading, or convincing someone to buy something. This is where this goes wrong without you even realizing it. That's not selling, it's pressure. Well, it is bad. You're probably thinking, if that's not selling, then what is? Real selling is something very different. Selling is not about getting someone to say yes. It's about helping someone get relief from a costly problem. Once someone understands that they have a real problem, they're looking for relief from that problem. Your job is not to manufacture urgency. Your job is to help them decide whether you are the right solution. That shift in thinking changes everything. When selling makes your skin crawl, it's usually because you're trying to perform instead of diagnose. You're focused on how you sound instead of what they need. You're worried about saying the right thing instead of asking the right questions. That's why pitching feels so gross. That's why so many capable people freeze when it's time to sell. You're trying to push instead of understand. Selling without selling starts with curiosity. It means taking the time to understand their situation clearly and helping them see what the problem is actually costing them. When somebody feels truly understood, something interesting happens. They stop bracing, they stop defending, they let their guard down because they don't feel like they're being sold to. The conversation becomes about them and not you. This is where many solo business owners get uncomfortable again. But helping someone see the full picture of their problem, that's not pressure, it's clarity. And clarity is what allows people to make good decisions. But how does that lead to a sale? That's the real secret to selling without selling. You're helping the prospect decide. Sometimes that decision is that you're not the best fit, and that's okay. Every conversation does not need to end in a yes. A good conversation ends in clarity. When you stop trying to convert every conversation into a sale, things get easier. You show up more grounded, you ask better questions, and you don't sound desperate. Ironically, this is usually when conversions improve. If selling has felt hard for you, it's likely because you've been trying to pitch, pressure, or convert. Selling is about alignment, not about tactics. It starts by rethinking your role as a coach or a consultant. When you get that part right, everything else becomes easier. Conversations feel more natural, and selling stops feeling like something you have to force. If selling has felt hard or forced, I work with a small number of solo business owners in a private 4-session engagement. We focus on clarifying your positioning, identifying the right prospects, and moving confidently through real sales conversations without pitching or pressure. If that sounds like what you need right now, you can find details and apply at the link below.